Moses joining me on the desk for our first look at sports, and of course an emotional week for the Lloydminster Bobcats. On Monday they had to, they were backed against the walls, and then they played Game 5 last night.
And it's amazing that they were 10 seconds away from packing their bags. And imagine if you're Grant Baker. Your career would have been done in the AJHL. How about that? But they came roaring back, Naram. And of course, Taylor Mulder scoring the OT winner, Game 4, forcing that fifth and deciding game against the Whitecourt Wolverines. Now, despite the win on Monday, Christopher Ty was not happy with his performance. He definitely stepped it up in Game 5. Just 5 minutes into the opening frame, Tanner Dunkel collects the loose puck and finds wide open Austin McDonald, who pots home his second of the playoffs. And just like that, the first 4 games, or just like the first 4 games, home side draws first blood. Now, 2 minutes later, Whitecourt's clearing attempt, picked off by Dunkel, who scores low on Mac Engel. Seems like all of Dunkel's goals have been like that. Bobcats up 2-0 after the opening period. Dying seconds of the second, Eric Therrien will leave it for Lucas Bench. His shot goes off the stick of Gianni Mangoni and over the glove of Engel for his third of the postseason. Cats up 3-0 with 20 minutes to go. Now in the third, Wolverines come out like gangbusters. Colton Mayer's initial pass stopped, but Mayer's gaping net attempt there, Ty committing grand larceny. Down the other way, watch this sick toe drag. Whoop! Almost completing the perfect play, but denied by Engel's glove. Whitecourt would make it 3-1. Cats respond shorthanded. McDonald gets on his horse, blows one by Mangoni, and again roofs the backhand, ending Engel's night. The Border City bunch up 4-1 at that point. Mayer would make it a 2-goal game, but that's as close as they would make it. The Bobcats take Game 5 4-2 and the series 3-2. McDonald was a stud in this entire series, scoring 3 goals and adding 6 assists for 9 points in 5 games, not to mention that sweet dangle. Now Ty finished with 26 saves. The Bobcats now have a day off before starting round 2 Friday night in Fort McMurray. Matt Schumont has more on the big series victory for the Cats.
Jumping out to an early 2-0 lead just 8 minutes into the game, the Bobcats were able to hold off a late surge from the Wolverines as they took Game 5 4-2 to advance to the second round for the first time in 3 years.
We battled hard, and it was a huge character win. And yeah, I think we deserve it. It feels great. You know, all the guys are feeling good, and yeah, we're ready for Fort Mac.
The first 2 periods were pretty calm. The third period, guys kind of there was a little bit of a shift in momentum, and guys started to hold their sticks tighter maybe. But after that, we kind of figured it out. After Mac scored that 4th one, that helped a lot.
Early candidate for playoff MVP has to be 20-year-old Austin McDonald, who went off in the first round, putting up 9 points in 5 games. 5 of those points coming in Games 4 and 5.
It's just that extra drive, you know. Everyone's stepping up another level, and yeah, you know, you just got to play with a lot of character, and it just comes natural, I guess.
Austin McDonald's been a tremendous player all year long, and I mean, he's a guy that whether you're shorthanded or 5-on-5, he finds a way to get involved and do such positive things. And what you see on the ice is only a part of Austin McDonald. What he does in that dressing room and in the community to lead this team is huge.
The Bobcats will only have a day to enjoy the series victory as they open up the second round against Fort McMurray Friday night. The Border City bunch played the Mob in the final 2 games of the regular season, picking up 3 out of a possible 4 points.
We certainly know and believe that we can beat them, and I mean, if we were going in 0-6, it'd be a little bit of a different story. But we feel real good playing them. We know they're a tough team. We're going to have to be at our best to win, and we'll go in and we'll battle them. We'll take 1 game at a time, and I mean, we're obviously going into Fort Mac just focused on that first game.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
Meanwhile, the Baker Hughes Bobcats were able to even up their best-of-5 series with the St. Albert Raiders. 4-1 the final. Mason Shaw scoring 2 goals. Cale Clegg and Chasten Braid chipped in with a goal and an assist each. The Cats will look to take the series lead this Saturday back in the Border City. That's your first look at sports. Gerard is up next with weather. There's so much to choose from if you're a hockey fan in the Border City. The Junior A Bobcats, Baker Hughes, the Universal Heat, and the PWM Steelers all enjoying success in the playoffs. The ladies are in the Midget AAA North Final with their best-of-5 series tied up at 1 apiece. Head coach Steve Hughes says the ladies are ready to go for Games 3 and 4.
We had 2 great practices this week. I think they're really focused and high-energy practices. You know, worked on a variety of things that we think will help us, and so I think that you know, the opportunity is there. They can see it in their eyes that they're really hungry for this.
The Steelers had a great Game 1, stealing home ice advantage. Game 2, however, was a bit of a lull. The Edmonton Thunder slowed down the line of Delaney Edwards, Ross, and Kennedy Granzer.
They're being targeted. I mean, they're checking them very hard. There's no doubt about it. They have an aggressive penalty kill when we get on the power play. So, so I think, but those girls are resilient. I mean, they have an opportunity here to just come up and play the level that they're used to playing all winter long.
Puck drop for Game 3 is 6:45 at Rustway Arena. Now today it was announced that Cold Lake will host the 2015 Keystone Cup, becoming the 6th Alberta city to host the Western Canadian Championship. The tournament will feature the 6 top teams from the Junior B leagues from BC to Ontario. The event will go on from April 16th to the 19th. Now, you've heard of the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, this story blows that out of the water. Matt Schumont introduces us to a man picking up the gloves and entering the ring at the age of 52 in this week's Superstar Next Door.
Training at the Fight Farm for the past year, Richard Campbell decided he wanted to cross something off his bucket list and try out his luck in a boxing match.
I thought, yeah, I'm going to give it a try. He's never had anybody my age fight, so it's always somebody younger, so I'm kind of flattered with that being the age I am and going to do something, and I'm excited.
Eating healthy and staying in shape his entire life, Richard does admit trying to get ready for a fight was a bit tougher than he first anticipated.
Training and cardio was pretty good, but just the technique, and you got my trainers, trying to get you to do this, do that, and yeah, it's a lot to take in.
Rick definitely one of those guys that, for better lack of terms, had to put in a lot more hard work to get where he's at. And you know what? The guy has his own businesses and stuff like that. He's a paramedic here in town. He just works real hard. He finds the time.
No one asked if there will be butterflies in his system. Richard wasn't shy telling us what he'll be going through leading up to tonight.
I probably won't sleep Wednesday night. I'll be so pumped. Thursday, yeah, I got a lot of people. Like, I'm well known in the community, and people have found out I'm fighting at my age. They're going to be there. So it's like, oh, I don't know, but I know it's going to be great.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.